Hey, what's going on everyone? Big D here. It's time to review Arrow Season 3, Episode 16, titled The Offer. What a freaking episode, guys. Let's go over it. This is a spoiler review. If you've not seen the episode, go to thecw.com/arrow, watch the full episode there, come right back. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you my pros and cons and final score at the end. Thank you guys again for joining me. I just reviewed The Flash out of time. If you watch The Flash and want to know my opinions, watch that. It's on my channel. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's go on. Let's talk about it, man. So in the beginning, Roz shows Oliver around. He basically is showing him the Lazarus pit and everything, and just showing the assassins fighting, and they're just training. And he basically, Oliver turns him down and says, you know, I want to just go home. So he takes Diggle and Merlin home. Nisa goes home. He lets her go once he gets home. So basically Oliver just wants to go after, you know, he says, what have I done to this city after 2 years? You know, he kind of questions himself. What, crime is still at large and everything. No one really, no one's talking about the Arrow in the city. So he goes after this robber. They call him Murmur because he's stitched up and everything. He doesn't talk, so a new type of group. And they get away because they were stealing jewels. Captain Lance is done helping the Arrow. And I think this was just a great scene with Paul Blackthorne. Very great scene because between Oliver, because I like how he's like, detective, and he's like, no, it's Captain Lance. And I'm just like, that's pretty good. Just the way Paul Blackthorne knows how to raise the stakes and actually knows how to bring like the tone and force into a scene was very well done, man. So that was really a great scene. So then Thea was going to kill Merlin, but then he knew she had the blade, and Thea wants to kill Merlin, but then again she doesn't do it. So it's kind of a balance 50-50 type of thing. Nissa is angry at Roz since he didn't ask her to become the next Ra's al Ghul. So Roz uses the Lazarus pit because literally she was gonna throw a sword at him or strike him, and he was just like, he catched it and he was like full on force, and then he put the hand in the pool, and then it was good. It was recharged, healed. And then I love how Oliver looks at the camera, kind of is like, maybe I should be Ra's al Ghul. That was really cool. There's a flashback where him and Keo are at the botanical gardens, and FBI agents are basically following them, or agents. Pretty sure they're Amanda Waller agents. Murmur attacks a police station. Now, the reason Murmur wanted the diamonds is because he has diamond tip bullets, and that goes through the bullet vest, the gun vest, protective vest, whatever. I totally forgot. Bulletproof vest. They go through it. So he attacks the police station, and what do you know? I'm gonna just spoil for a second. Yesterday on The Flash, there was the Weather Wizard attacking the police station. A month ago or 2 months ago on Gotham, there was the Electrocutioner attacking the police station. I love how DC just goes after the police stations. It's just the best thing, don't you know? So there's a fight going on. Nisa's kicking ass. Nisa joins also in the police station. Roy's kicking ass, and at the end, Lance looks at Arrow and he's like, what are you waiting for, a thank you? So that was really, I was thinking to myself, oh, I don't want, because last month when the last episode aired, it kind of was like Detective Lance is going to be a dick again, and he is kind of a dick, but it's Paul Blackthorne knows how to make it an enjoyable dick. So, there's a flashback where Shadow's alive in the flashback. You could just say Slade in the background, Shadow. So, who knows what will go on there, that little storyline. Nisa is to teach Laurel. I'm very happy about that because Oliver doesn't have the time and strength to teach Laurel. So Nisa will make her a badass just like how she taught Sarah. And also Roy and Thea. Don't get me started on that. I'm not going to get started on that. And at the end, Ra's al Ghul is in the Arrow costume, and he shoots Murmur's team. Murmur's already arrested, but his team got away. He killed most of his team and left one guy, and he was like, tell your friends what you have seen. awesome. I love it. This Arrow episode, man. First off, my pros. The ending with Ra's al Ghul in the Arrow costume is the greatest ending out of season 3. I don't care about the cliffhanger ending. Literally cliffhanger. I don't care about the cliffhanger ending. I don't care about the you need to be Ra's al Ghul, Raj, Raish, whatever, in an Arrow costume, and that was just that ending was the best. I'm gonna just hands down my favorite ending for Arrow season 3 so far. Murmur. There's a pro and con, but Murmur was a really cool villain. I like the way they used him, and definitely when he's in the back of the van and shooting the camera angle and the way that they use the effects, very well done. I did enjoy that very much. And Murmur was pretty scary, even though he couldn't talk. He scared me. The flashbacks in this in this episode were very well done. Kind of iffy writing in a way, but once we saw Shadow, it was kind of like, yeah, oh, the episode ended. You writers know how to tease us, don't you? So that's really cool. And Captain Lance, again, Paul Blackthorne, did a fantastic job, man. Also, Merlin, very well done. And the effects and the way he looks swollen and everything, hands down, very good makeup effects. And good acting on how he acts all like, really aching body. Sometimes, it's not easy to look like that. And the action, there's been better action in season 3, but for what we had, Roy had his moments, Nissa had her moments, Roz even had his action of words at most. Now, the only cons really is Felicity being a bitch. I'm tired of Felicity. Remember, all of us used to love Felicity, and now she's just like, why is Merlin back? No, you do not question why Merlin is back. Grow up. Stop worrying about Merlin. Be friends. Grow up. Stop fighting. You're, 22 years old or something? Merlin's 50-something? 40-something? He's older than you. He's wiser than you. He knows more than you. Learn to like him or get out. Simple. Is it that hard? Also, Murmur was misused, I believe. I would love to see Murmur again. I hope this wasn't the end of Murmur, because even though his team's gone, I would like to see him escape one day and go after the Arrow. But if that's the end of Murmur and that was it, then I don't like it. But again, he was very well portrayed, even just the look and everything, so very well done for that. But still, use him again. And the first 20 minutes were slow. I'll be honest. They weren't boring, but they were just slow, and showing him around and blah blah blah, and it had that slow opening, but then it got way better, and honestly, I'm going to give this episode a solid A. It's seriously enjoyable. It's seriously fun. Brandon Routh was in there also, Roy Palmer. He had his moments. Everyone had their moment to shine in this episode, one point or another. We actually got to see Diggle talk. Oh my god, finally. Felicity got to talk. Lance got to talk. Laurel got to talk. Thea got to talk. Roy got to talk. Everyone got to talk. Me like it when that happens. Overall, I'll see you next week, because the Suicide Squad rides again. Until next time, yeah. See you for more Arrow next week. Remember, check out The Flash, and I also reviewed the PlayStation Plus show Powers. Check that out on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button if you love this week's Arrow, and tell me down below, what was your favorite part about this week? And, what do you think is going to happen now that Roz is in the Arrow costume and people are going to start turning against the Arrow? Are you liking the direction they're going with, or would you rather have written it differently? Tell me. And, yeah. See you soon. It's Poppy with you always.